So the first thing that I suggest is to get onto a whole food diet. And yes, eat as much raw vegetables and even some fruit as possible. I mean, the main thing is a lot of people ask me with the fruit because it is high glycemic, and anyone that has polycystic ovarian syndrome has an issue with insulin resistance. Okay, they're not able to metabolize sugar properly. So the first thing that they're told by doctors or healthcare practitioners is to go on a low glycemic diet. I do agree with it to a certain extent, because yes, you need to be, the sugar levels need to be low. But the thing is that sometimes when people cut everything out, they find themselves binging out on the junk food, and they go yo-yoing. And if you do that in the long term, you're gonna have more issues than you had when you began. So my suggestion is always to make sure that there is variety in the diet, and always to be choosing the healthier option. So people ask me, you know, can they have bananas? Can they have rice? Can they have oatmeal? Can they have carbohydrates on a diet when they're dealing with the polycystic ovarian syndrome? And my response is always to be mindful of the amounts, but also to remember, you're better off having a banana than you are to have a candy bar. Huge difference, okay? These foods are worlds apart. And let's say someone has a craving for ice cream, instead of having the ice cream, they decide to have a banana strawberry smoothie. That's way better than having the ice cream. So it's about sort of weighing things and seeing, like, you know, what is the healthier option, and what will make me happy, and what will keep me satisfied, and what will keep me going. So the whole thing is to be mindful with these foods, not overdo it, but by completely eliminating them from the diet or completely restricting them can sometimes set some people up for disaster. Other people do fine, like on a very low carbohydrate diet. They don't mind it, they love it, they feel great, and that's great. Continue doing it. But if you find you're having crazy cravings, then add some fruit into your diet, no problem. And what I suggest is, if you're gonna add the fruit, go more with lower glycemic fruits like berries, apples, pears, grapefruit, things like that. And once in a while, have some tropical fruit, no problem. It's all about balance and moderation. And with the grains, because I've been asked too about like rice or oatmeal, and the main thing is that try and have, like, if you're gonna have oatmeal, have the steel oats, have the whole oats. Don't go with instant stuff. Same thing with the rice, go for the whole grain, because the difference between a processed grain, which is like instant oatmeal, compared to a whole grain, like steel oats, is that it still has the bran on it. And in the bran is a lot of nutrition and a lot more fiber. So having these types of grains is, if they're a whole grain, your body's gonna break them down much more efficiently, and the release of sugar into the bloodstream will be much slower than if it's a processed grain. And so, but the main thing is that you want the majority of your diet to really be whole foods, you know, 80% whole foods. And with the grains, you have them once in a while to satisfy you, but not to have like a grain-based diet. I also suggest too is staying away from soy products. And what I mean by soy products is soy milk, soy cheese, the vegetarian soy tofu dog, things like that. Once in a while, it's all right to have either tempeh or have a little bit of tofu, but not every day. And I would suggest avoiding it as much as possible until things come into balance. But the main things really to avoid is the soy milk or protein shakes with soy protein. And the reason why is because, again, it's a processed food. In the soy milk, they're making out soybeans, but they also put soy protein in there and like soy byproducts in there. And soy in general is like, it has a high level of phytoestrogens. And if someone has a hormone problem, you don't want to be eating so much phytoestrogens. And the same thing goes with dairy products. Really, to go more with organic dairy products, stay away from conventionally raised dairy products, because in general, they are pumped with hormones, and you want to stay away from foods that have any hormone in it. Keep that to the minimum. And then also what I suggest too is really taking a break from coffee and caffeinated tea, because you are stimulating your body with caffeinated beverages. And a lot of people don't realize is that if you're constantly overstimulating your body, you're tiring your body. You're just taking energy out of your body, and you're filling it with artificial stimulants. And your body, when you're sick, when you have something like Poly Cystic Ovarian Syndrome, it means your body's out of balance. It needs some rest. It needs some love. It needs to be taken care of. And so it doesn't need to be constantly stimulated and pushed. So my suggestion is one of the first things to do is to cut out the coffee, cut out caffeinated tea, alcohol as well. It's not good on the blood sugar, and it's a simple sugar, and it's just, you're putting stress on your liver, you're putting stress on your body. So take a break from the alcohol, or keep it for a treat once in a while, but keep it to the minimum. And what else? I also suggest exercise. Got to exercise, because that is like so important. If someone wants to balance out their blood sugar, they got to do the exercise, because that really, it not only just helps the body get fit and function better and clean it out, but it also is great for lowering blood sugar and allowing the body to metabolize sugar much more efficiently. I also suggest too is in the evening, stay away from late night eating, because again, when you're resting, you want your body to put its energy into rejuvenating your body and healing it rather than digesting food. So the earlier the better for your dinner. And I also suggest having more of a low carbohydrate dinner. So I would suggest having a lot of vegetables and having some sort of protein for dinner. And the reason why too is that you don't need that extra jolt of having high blood sugar when you're going to sleep. It only raises people's cortisol levels and makes people store it as fat instead of fuel, because you're not really using much energy when you're sleeping. So those are a few tips as to what you can get started with, but the main thing is just to keep it simple. You know, like for myself, it was just about trying to keep things simple and allowing my body to heal. And one question I do get a lot is, since I changed my diet, as most of you know, I've added animal products back into my diet, and also some cooked foods as well. And I've been asked a lot as to whether or not that has affected my symptoms of polycystic ovarian syndrome. And no, it has not at all. And in fact, it actually has improved things. So that's been a good thing, because I'd say for the past few years, I've been able to get a consistent period every month, but I'd say the first few years after it started again, my period was very light, and it would only last like 2 or 3 days. And now that I have more animal products in my diet, things like that, it's a heavier period, which I feel like it's cleaning me out. And I have less PMS, the acne didn't come back, I have no issues. So that's a good thing, and I'm really happy about that and relieved. And yeah, so that's about it. So if anyone is interested in coaching or having a consultation, I do offer coaching. So you can go to my website at radiantcentral.com and click on coaching and get more information about that. And as well, February 1st, we're starting Juice Fast. So if anyone is interested in joining a 10-day juice fasting program, go to my website as well at radiantcentral.com, click on juice fasting and look into it and join us. It's a lot of fun. It's like a group of people from all over the world that do the fast together. You get access to daily videos specifically made for the juice fast. There's an online forum. I'm on the forum every single day answering questions, and you meet everyone, you get support, and it's just a great program. Everyone always has a lot of fun, and they're amazed that they can actually do it. So please join us. Have a fabulous day, and I will see you soon. Bye.